Hello and welcome to Lightbulb Moments. For those of you who have been following me, you're already familiar with this new web series. This is an idea for me to be able to reach you in small increments and to pass on to you some of my ideas. You can get a little bit of a glimpse about what it's like in my office, in my playroom, and to pass on to you, the viewer, different ideas that you can use both with your child client and or with your children. And the concept behind here is to spark some ideas for yourself. As I always say, please contact me, Shulamism, with any of your ideas or your questions so that we can make this more interactive. For today, the topic that I'm going to talk about is the bored child. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this, the bored child. The bored child is a child who's constantly saying, "What can I do? I'm bored. Play with me. Do something with me. I'm bored." Bored child can be quite endearing because a bored child wants to spend a lot of time with us and play with us, and that's really fantastic. However, in practicality, mostly parents, adult caretakers cannot spend all their time and the whole day playing with their children. There are other practical responsibilities and needs that come up. And so what to do during that time, what to do in between when you're able to play with your child and the child is saying, I'm bored. And many times in that moment when the child is saying, I'm bored, I need something to do, in that moment the parent is busy doing something else, and it's hard to think about an idea on the spot. And of course, I've heard many parents who say, so go clean your room, go do something productive with your time, and the child's really not interested in doing that. That's not really what they want to do when they're bored. So this idea is really simple intervention, and what it's called is the activity board. An activity board is something that you, the parent, and the child will create together. The activity board can be made of something really simple like a piece of oak tack, and it is going to be divided into two segments. This can be done on one board that you divide in half, or two separate oak tacks, however you and your child wish to do it. On one side of the board is activities that are solitary, solitary play activities. And the other side of the board are interactive play activities, activities that the child will do with a peer or with a friend or with the parent. So for example, some of the things that will be on the solitary side might be drawing, might be playing with their Game Boy, might be playing with some toys and trucks, perhaps making a puzzle, anything that your child enjoys doing. And on the other side, the interactive play piece, there may be things such as playing a board game, maybe playing Monopoly or Connect 4, playing ball, perhaps riding bikes, maybe helping out in the kitchen, helping out with mom. Some of the kids really love to help cooking dinner, setting the table, etc. Now, what you'll notice is that some of the things that I mentioned on both the solitary side and in the interactive play side are actually the same activities, because some of these activities are things that one can do on their own and ones that can be done with somebody else. So the way to make this activity board is I like to use pictures to put on the board as opposed to writing down. It's a little easier when you see the pictures. It hits the person who's looking at it a little bit more strongly, and you can look at it much more quickly than reading each thing. Also, another reason why I like to use pictures is that I've created this intervention to be used for children from as low as the age of 3 and up until probably about age 10. Usually that might be pushing it, although that'll of course depend on the child. And so you're going to use pictures to show these activities. Ways that you can do that is that you can either have the child draw the pictures. You can also actually take a picture of the child doing the activities, which is a great idea, but a little bit more involved. You can also go online and just print out pictures from the internet of some of these activities. For example, like I mentioned before, some of the board games, if your child likes to play Monopoly or Connect 4, you could just go online, get a picture of what that box looks like, and then paste it onto the board. You can get really creative with it, however creative you would like to be. I recommend doing this activity with your child so that he or she can give some of the ideas together. You can come up with ideas, activities that they like to do, and certainly not to do this in the bored moment. In the bored moment, all they want is for you to sit and play with them, and almost nothing is going to be good enough. But while they're not in that bored moment, you're planning ahead and you're setting forth and putting out onto this activity board different ideas of things for them to do, things that they enjoy, things that you both know that they enjoy doing. Then in that moment they say, Mom, Dad, I'm bored, help, do something with me, give me something. So you can say, great, go look at the activity board. think of something to do. You have many activities on there. If you don't want to play ball, okay, then go on to the next activity. I hope that this was helpful, and like I said, I hope that this sparked within you some ideas in my Lightbulb Moments webcast series. And please, as I always say, contact me. I'd love to hear from you. Shulamis Mayerfeld is my name, and you could reach me on my website at shulamischerylmayerfeld.com.